Shalom, shalom. We can get started right in a bit. Got some very interesting stuff here. Okay. All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And as you can see in the title, OSHIT, it's real. They're actually doing this. All right, and I wasn't super shocked. I just put that, to emphasize the lesson, all right, that we're about to go into. And what you see before you hear is a clip that I'm gonna play from China. All right, and this is what they're doing in there now. I saw this video maybe about a week ago or so. I think my brother sent it to me, and I'll play it and you can see. Now, this is something that we were saying, we've been saying is going to happen. All right. Now, they didn't go that route yet in Babylon. All right. But in China, they are definitely, certainly going down that route. Now, when this video came out, there wasn't too much context as to what was actually happening, why and how they got to this point. But I have an article which is linked in the description box along with this video where you can reach that with your logo and we'll go through that as well. So let's play this video maybe twice and then we'll go into it. All right, so I'm gonna play one more time, but for, the context is basically these people tested plus, all right, for the coal, and pretty much you have in China they have a zero coal policy where if not only if if you're found with it or if you are the other reason is if you were say you went to a bar or you went to a certain location and they found out somebody else at that place had it or was found in possession of it, then they will find you. All right, and I will read the article and show you how exactly they're going to find you and bring your ass to one of these. And it sounds like something out of Squid Games or something out of a movie, but it's real, and this is what's actually happening over there. Okay, so I'm gonna play it one more time. So these people are people that were um, they had it, okay, or at least either they tested plus, or they were contact traced, and found and forcefully being taken. And I'll show you where they're being taken after I play this one more time. So as you can see, the people that are being dragged clearly are not trying to go, but they don't really have an option now, right? It's pretty much by force. You know, you're gonna go or you're gonna go, right? Or we're gonna take you there. So that's the clip. Like I said, if you look in the description box of this video or the stream, you should see two links. One for the Twitter link, which leads you to this video, and the other one, for the article that we're about to take a look at, which will give us more details as to what's going on here. So this is the article. This is from zerohedge.com. Okay, and it says here, take a rare glimpse inside China's zero coal madhouse. It says the Western world has been given a rare, intimate look inside the confines of a Chinese coal concentration camp after Financial Times Shanghai correspondent Thomas Hale was ensnared by the President Xi Jinping or the President Xi Jinping's zero coal regime. It says here, it's not that Hale had tested plus. Merely being designated as a quote-unquote close contact was enough to sentence him to 10 days of confinement on a secret island camp identified only as P7. Hale provides a primer on framework of China's China's system works. And so, reading this, you'll hear what it's like. And then maybe it'll start to show you that it's not, when we tell you these things, they're not just spewing out some some conspiracy theories that we just read in a book somewhere. All right, now it says PCR testing in China is an almost daily ritual, and testing booths are common on many street corners. They look vaguely like food stalls, except they're larger and cube-shaped, and a worker inside sits behind plexiglass cut with two armholes. They are merely the surface machinery of a vast monitoring system. China's digital coal pass resembles track and trace programs elsewhere, except it's mandatory and it works. So unlike maybe some places like in the UK or here in Babylon where they got this app here and no. Over there they taking it very, very seriously. Okay, and it's not like, oh, you're in breach. Oh yeah, well, I mean I am, but then again I'm not. No. That zero coal is something that they're in China they're taking very seriously. You're gonna see why or how. Now it says using Alipay or WeChat, the country's two major apps, a QR code is linked to each person's most recent test results. The code must be scanned to get in anywhere, thereby tracking your location. So wherever you go, you got to scan this code, and when you scan it, it pings up. If they want to trace where you've been, they can see, okay, he scanned in at this location, then this location, and this location, wherever. All right, so they can track you, and they can know what were your most recent scans. It says green means you can enter. Red means you have a problem. It says Hale's journey into coal madness started with an innocent outing at a Shanghai bar. Apparently, someone who'd also been at the bar tested plus. Via the tracking system, the authorities knew Hale had been there too. Hale had won some kind of terrible lottery. On the day he was in the bar, there were only 18 cases in all of Shanghai that day, a city of 26 million people. A few days after his bar outing, authorities called to confirm he'd been at the bar. The next day, a caller from Shanghai Municipal Center for Disease Control and Prevention alerted him that authorities were on their way. Hale was about to be quote unquote taken away, an expression Chinese use when describing the phenomenon. And this is actually happening. Okay. It says here next, a hotel staffer called to say he couldn't leave because he was staying at a hotel. So, so he scans in at this bar, right? Somebody else who scanned at that bar. So you can imagine he scans, his joint was probably green. He can go in, but then somebody else who came in there scanning their joint was probably red. Uh-oh, we have an issue. So now find anybody that scanned into the bar that day, and then let's confirm that such and such was there. Okay, and then let's find out where they're at. Now, more than likely, in order to check into a hotel, you likely have to scan. So it would be easy to find out where were you, right? Okay, well, the most recent scan was at this hotel, yada yada yada, or whatever the case is. Now they called him and told him, "Hey, buddy, we're on our way to get you. You're about to be taken away. All right, you're about to be taken away." And then the hotel staffer, right? The hotel staffer called to say he couldn't leave, meaning you, my man, you got to stay in this hotel till they come and get you. It says, and that the hotel was in lockdown due to his mere presence in it. Then came the men in hazmat suits, who escorted him down a deserted hallway to a staff elevator and out through the cordoned off hotel entrance. He was directed to a board. He was directed to board a small bus driven by another man in a hazmat suit. Hale joined the other condemned passengers, none of whom had actually tested plus. Keep this in mind. His hopes that he'd be taken to a quarantine hotel were dashed. It ain't no, oh, well, we'll just take you to another hotel. You get it. No, 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 buddy. It says here, a drive of more than an hour ended on a small road in the middle of a field with several large buses queued up ahead of his. The driver got out, locked the bus behind him, and wandered off. A fellow passenger was surprised to hear that Hale was from the UK. They brought you here with a foreign passport? Hours of waiting on the increasingly chilly bus went by until it finally moved again at 2 a.m. As he was trudging along his assigned quarters, a fellow detainee pointed to 3 rows of wire above the perimeter fences, beyond which were only tall trees. So you're pretty much in the middle of a field, all right? You were driven there on a bus, an hour-long ride, and at 2 a.m. they moved your ass, and now you basically in this camp, this concentration camp, surrounded with what was it? 3 rows of wire above the perimeter fences, okay, and just tall trees around you. How do you get out of here? Now it gets even better, right? Now it says here, Hale's new home was a box similar to a shipping container, as you can see these pictures, these images here. One here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. It says elevated by short stilts, these things here. It says here, his and every door was monitored by a camera. There was no hot water. Inside my 196 square feet cabin, there were 2 single beds, a kettle, an air conditioning unit, a desk, a chair, a bowl, 2 small cloths, 1 bar of soap, an unopened duvet or however you say it, a small pillow, a toothbrush, 1 tub of toothpaste, and a roll-up mattress roughly the thickness of an oven glove. Wait till you see the beds. It says the floor was covered in dust and grime, and grim. It says the whole place shook when you walked around, which I soon stopped noticing. The window was barred, though you could still lean out. There was no shower. The bed was made of an iron frame and 6 planks of wood, and the mattress was so thin you had to lie completely flat. The bed frame, meanwhile, was impossible to lean against. So this is the bed. You got these right here, and a mattress, the size of a kitchen oven glove. It says he was pleasantly surprised, however, to find the internet connection was 24 times speedier than what he had at his hotel. Like Hale, the camp staff were prohibited from leaving or receiving deliveries there. It says a worker said he earned the equivalent of about $32 a day. So nothing coming in, nothing going out. You're brought in there. You got to stay in there until they allow you to leave. But there's more. So it says Hale tried to see if his status as a foreign journalist might spring him from detention. The worker he approached with that question was baffled by the mere premise, but we can't blame Hale for trying. He like, you think they care if you're a foreigner? Better keep your ass in there. Now it says Hale describes key aspects of daily life in co-detention. Every morning he was awakened by a lawnmower-like noise as an industrial-grade machine sprayed the cabin windows and front steps with disinfectant. Around 9 a.m., 2 workers came to administer PCR tests, which I don't think was optional. A plus result would have meant being taken to a different type of detention. So it'd probably take you to an even more, I don't know, a deeper level of the joint. And this is actually happening. This is somebody's experience of it. It says meals were delivered at 8 a.m., noon, and 5 p.m. And once again, it wasn't saying that, oh, I'll take this. I don't like this. I'd rather take that. No. You get what they give you. It says Hale pursued a strict routine of language study, writing, exercise, music, online chess, and then reading or watching Amazon Prime Entertainment. The routine served him well. Over time, he noticed his neighbors stopped eating breakfast, while some could be heard pacing their shaking boxes at night. He did endure some physical discomfort in the form of not knowing when he'd get out. You hear that? So they come, they take you, right? Like I played in the video in the beginning. They drag your ass, whether you like it or not. They know where you are, okay? Where you're staying, where you've been, when you've been there. So they find out where you are. They lock down the location until they get you. They put you on a bus, drive you to this location, this field, this concentration camp in the middle of nowhere with fences and 3 wires on top, surrounded by cameras and trees. And then they come and test you every morning. No shower, no hot water. And if you test plus with that PCR test, now they take you to somewhere else. And then you don't know when you're getting out. It says he was originally told 7 days, but it ended up being 10. And that was for him, right? Somebody else, it could have easily ended up being a different number. It says upon his release and return to civilization, Hale savored the hot water of the hotel shower and softness of its bed. When he went out for a celebration meal, however, he faltered, pacing the street as he contemplated the fact that entering China's contact tracing matrix brought the peril of a return to confinement. So in essence, he was gonna go have his celebratory meal, but then he stopped and he had to think. He said, "Look, if I go up in there, if I enter that matrix again, the second I try to go to a hotel or a restaurant or a bar, and I scan up in there, there's a chance that they can just come and grab my ass up again, and it wouldn't even be me. I can go and scan and be green and say you're fine. You can come in here. But the second somebody else comes in there and they're not green, if I've been in there, they're gonna find my ass and throw me into this confinement. And this time you don't know how long it'll be. And this is China's zero COVID policy going on over there. Okay? And this is the reality for people. It says he settled on takeout from a steak restaurant where an employee said there would be no need for his code to be swiped if he ordered takeout. See, so he's like, I ain't even gonna risk it. I don't want to swipe it. Just give me this. So now, and this is what they're doing with this code. All right, you know what word I'm referring to. All right, this is China's zero COVID. This is actually happening. So when we tell you about these things and we describe it to you, and oh no, that's crazy. That's not gonna happen. Just because it hasn't happened in Babylon yet doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. And what they're doing in China is going to be much worse. Right now, people still forget that we're still in the midst of prophecy. Prophecy is still underway to be fulfilled. The worst is yet to come. All right? The worst is yet to come. So Don't set trip thinking that you all good and oh well, I mean, they finally taking away the the mandates and all of these things. They're gonna open up these camps. They're gonna start. They're gonna set up these Karagma stations, and they're gonna have you have to scan that. They're gonna be checkpoints. Just like how do you think when you in order to enforce rules like this, you need to set up measures. That's like what they did, so they can track you. They can know where you are, when you were there. Well, all of those things. So reality, man, reality. Now I'm gonna read a couple of precepts and Lord willing, close it here. Now this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 71. It says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Now let's go back to this video and see if these people look at what they're doing. You think they care? They dragging her ass. Or him, whoever it is. So yeah, wait till this hits the streets of America on an even more severe level. And like I said, I left the links to both of this clip and the article in the description box so you can access it there. But yeah, this is coming. All right, so it goes on to read, it says, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire." Okay, now the concentration camps they have or they're gonna open up and how they're gonna use it, it might not be exactly the same as what we just read about. It might be worse. Okay, they might be designed different. They may treat you different, and they may throw you in there for various different reasons. They may throw you into some for pathogenic reasons. They may throw you into some for being a dissident. Okay, but you got to be ready for that. As a brother put, and Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Brakatham to you all. Ariyah Chayel, Revelation 2:10. "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And he shall have tribulation 10 days." It's funny because he was in there 10 days, right? But it says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So why would it mention being faithful unto death? Because there is the chance that, not the chance, you're going to have people of the elect that are going to be martyrs for the Lord. Okay, and it might just be through you. They might throw you in a camp, and that's where you might have to lose your head. Okay, but you got to have the faith, because there could be situations where you end up in a camp and the Lord delivers you, like He sent the angel to deliver the apostle Peter. But that's only going to happen to the Lord's elect, those that have faith, right? "Then shall they be known who are my chosen." But everybody else, you when you end up in there, you're done. Okay, you're through. It says, "And they shall be tried as the gold in the fire." Now, also in China, they have other detention centers where they're holding. As far as I remember, they had one for Muslims over there. Okay, where it was a different kind of treatment. This wasn't like we'll bring you food and come in. No. You had especially a lot of the women, if not all of them, that come out of there or that get to give a report on what's going on in there. The number one thing they mentioned is sexual assault, rape, abuse. Okay, there was one woman that said that they were putting like electric batons inside of the women's, parts, torturing them, gang raping them, giving them medication to make them sterile and like infertile and all of that. And they're trapped in there and they couldn't do anything. There was a video that surfaced that they was beating this dude with like sticks, kicking him, all of that. So when we warn you about the things that are to come, pursuant to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, the Lord said, "Give them warning from me." That's what we're doing. So you can come up and be demons all you want, hate all you want, but when you find yourself in this situation, you were warned. Okay, you were warned, but you'd rather enjoy a life of wickedness and not repent. Well, guess what? As the Lord said, you have not, as it were, forsaken me, but yourselves. Because if you don't repent and you don't turn to the Lord, the Most High is not the one that's going to end up in this camp. You are going to end up there. You are going to end up starving. You are going to end up caught up in the destruction that's coming. So you're not hurting us, and you're not hurting the Lord. You're hurting yourself. But you can believe what you want to believe, and you can say what you want to say. You can do what you want to do. But when they get you, when they throw your ass in these situations, that's when you're gonna have a real serious reflection on life. But it's gonna be too late. All right, verse 74. It says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." And that's to who? The Lord's beloved, aka His elect. And then lastly, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 28. It says, "Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me." All right, and that's pretty much the point right there. See, for some people, it ain't gonna be until they get their ass dragged, like these people over here. All right, separated from their families. Here it is. They might drag you one way, and they might drag your wife the other way, and might drag your kid the other way. And what are you gonna do about it? As you're being dragged somewhere you don't know, taken on a bus to the middle of nowhere. And how would you even manage to escape that? Yeah, that's the reality check. And that's just one aspect of the things that are going to be going on during the time of Jacob's trouble. Remember, it's going to be a time like never before. So get ready, all right, because they're doing it. They're doing it. And not just because something is not in the mainstream media doesn't mean it's not happening. They're doing it. And these elites have some very, very interesting plans for the world population. So anyway, with that, I'm going to end it here. Once again, the links are in the description box so you can get access to them there. And Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kudash. Until next time, Shalom.